Fernando Mendoza is by far the clear and away number one pick of this draft, best quarterback of this draft. And to some people's eyes, it's a little bit of a drop from there. So my question for all of us, for you boys, Fernando Mendoza, where does he rank amongst the last 2 years of quarterbacks drafted? And also just the hypothetical, if he was to go out next year, how would he rank amongst that hypothetical list? Because obviously we don't know who's all going out and whatnot. So it's kind of all hypotheticals here. Let's start off with the guys that went the last 2 years, which features, of course, Caleb, Jaden, Drake, Penix, JJ, Bo, Cam, and Jackson. Tyler, let's start with you. If you had to take Mendoza with that list I just gave, where does Mendoza rank amongst them?
I'm going to say definitely behind Caleb, definitely behind Bo, and definitely behind Drake.
So those three are by far your top three.
Yeah. And Jackson is, him and Jackson would be a coin toss.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
So, yeah. So he's 4 or 5. How about that? 4 or 5.
4 or 5. You know, I think that's pretty respectable. I think that's pretty respectable when you look at that list of guys that we have. Jacob, what about you? If you had to rank Mendoza amongst the last 2 years of quarterbacks drafted, where does Mendoza rank? Where does he fall amongst those guys?
All right, so I took both his on the field and off the field mindset. I'm looking at him as a complete and total package here when it comes to this.
I respect that.
So, Penix gone, McCarthy gone, Ward gone, Dart gone, all of them gone out of the conversation.
That's fair.
He's definitely in the top 4. Now, here's where it gets really controversial. I'm going to go ahead and give May and Nix number 1 and number 2. One of them made it to a Super Bowl. One of them should have made it to a Super Bowl. I have Mendoza at number 3. I have him barely, I want to say like microscopically in front of Caleb Williams.
Disrespectful.
And I'm telling you, like you can interchange both of them in my opinion, both on the field and off the field as a package. They can be interchanged at number 3. They could be tied on my list right now.
Did you just come in tonight trying to upset me?
No, I did not.
I feel like you did.
No, I didn't.
I feel like you did, but okay, whatever.
I
digress.
If you were watching Tyler do his when he said Caleb Williams, I got a little smirk on my face.
I saw, and I was curious what that was. See, I'm in the boat where I agree with Tyler. Is like I think Drake and Bo being there at the top, I think is fair. Now, I would actually argue I would put Bo above Drake because I'm gonna be up front. I understand he made it to a Super Bowl, but let's all be honest, that Patriots schedule was garbage. But I love my guy Caleb. I think he's going to be great. But I can, from a straight talent perspective, I would probably put Caleb at 1 up front. But like from kind of overall package, I kind of want to lean almost Bo, Drake, Caleb, and then Fernando, and then probably Jaden after that because we can't disregard Jaden here. Jaden's solid, but I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. I don't think Jaden is on the same level as the other guys. I said what I said. I don't even think it was because sophomore slump. He was so good his rookie year because all the pieces aligned for his team. And he's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying I don't think he's like a Hall of Famer. I think he's a good quarterback. And that's not a bad thing to be over in Washington because they don't have a lot of great historical quarterbacks. They got some that are pretty solid. Like, yeah, you got Joe Theismann. Great. Is Joe Theismann in the top 10 quarterbacks of all time? No, he's not. Eat a dick. Look, Jaden's cool. Jaden's great. Jaden's a dog. All right, I think we can all agree to that. But I think all these guys, I put them above him. I definitely put Fernando above him because, man, I just love everything Fernando brings to the table. This is a guy that is willing to die for his team. And I respect it. So
he's going to do that a lot in Las Vegas.
He ain't going to Vegas.
Yeah, according to Jacob, he ain't going to Vegas. Yeah, whatever.
I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know you wouldn't hate it. I know you wouldn't hate it. But yeah, drop your comment down below. What do you think of these terrible takes? We want to know because I gotta be honest, they were pretty bad. That was dumpster fire from I think everyone involved. Lord have mercy. You guys want to do the whiteboard game?
Oh, we didn't do next year's quarterbacks.
You're right. It's okay. That's why this is a recording where I can edit everything together. Okay.
Yep.
We straight. All right, so
I got you.
let's back that up.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. All right, so if we're going to rank Mendoza amongst next year's hypothetical quarterbacks, which we built a hypothetical list, I promise you this is not going to be the list of next year's guys, right? It's all hypotheticals we're going here. So the names that I got with is Arch, Dante, Julian, Trinidad, Matier, Levitt, and then I guess you could insert the other possible name you'd want. I just chose those names. It's whatever. Where would Mendoza rank if he went out to the draft and with that sort of class? Jacob, is he still the number one guy, or is he behind Arch or someone else?
Okay, so I added, I think, a name or two to the list and took a couple names off. I'm just going to go from 8 to 1. Josh Hoover, Sam Levitt, Jaden Maiava, Arch Manning at number 5.
Ooh.
Drew Mestamaker at number 4. CJ Carr at number 3. Julian Sang at number 2. And Fernando Mendoza at number 1.
So still number 1.
Barely squeaked out just because he's got the win over Sang.
Okay, so you are a Fernando fan.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I love everything about him on and off the field. I think he is one hell of a guy. I think his character is phenomenal, and to hell with anybody who was mocking him for crying.
Respect. Tyler, where would Mendoza rank amongst that list for you if he was to come out in the draft next year? Is he still the number 1 prospect, or does he fall down a little bit?
History has shown that quarterbacks that stay an extra year do not stay at the top. So if Fernando came out the next year, I would have to put Arch above him. Because right now we're only getting 1 year of Fernando, and it's big hyped. So would he be able to repeat that success?
Yeah.
I don't think so. So I'll put him 2 or 3 next year.
And that's fair. And also for clarification, when he says 1 year Fernando, he means 1 year of this God tier year. Just for clarification's sake.
Well,
yeah.
transfer portal.
Yeah, I know. I just want to clarify before someone says, no, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He played at Cal, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Who cares?
Okay. He had 16 touchdowns at Cal.
I'm trying to protect you, okay?
It's Cal, man. They produce quarterbacks. Okay.
You ain't lying there. No, I mean, you do bring up a good point. Historically, when the quarterback is like projected to be that top guy, they don't always say to be that top guy. I mean, like, God bless guys. I can only think of maybe one guy that fits that, and that was Andrew, where he was like the top guy and he was still the top guy next year. That might be one of the only examples that I can think of. Other than that, like, they always kind of slip. So I feel like in the nature of the draft and how everything falls, I think Fernando would be my favorite of the bunch. But I can agree. I think number 1 would probably be like Arch, and then number 2 maybe like Julian or something like that, right? I could see that. I think Fernando would be top 3 for sure. But would he be that top talent? I think there would be up for debate. I think for me, he'd be number 1 in my heart, and that's all that matters. But I definitely agree that there is that historical drop that happens going from, the year they're projected 1 to the next year. I mean, hell, at other positions, we've seen players go from a top 5 pick to undrafted, because they came back another year. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's happened before too, in outside quarterback position. So yeah, no, I think both are actually very valid. I like both you boys' takes. I'm kind of in the boat a little bit with Tyler though, where it's like I feel like he could be like in the top 3 for sure, maybe flirting with that 1, but just historically, I could see it having a little bit of a drop off.
See, I know I'm completely opposite for most people. For 1, I have Arch not even in the top 3.
Yeah.
And for 2, so there's a flip side to what Tyler said though. There's one person that comes to mind that was top tier both years and actually was tremendously better the year he actually went into the draft, and that's Joe Burrow.
True. Although that year he went in the draft though was like literal God tier.
True.
That was God tier. Lord have mercy. But
got a question about Fernando though.
Yeah.
If it wasn't the Raiders with the number 1 pick, would Ty Simpson be a thought as being the first quarterback?
I think he would be the clear in a way number one, but would he go? I think it'd be a draft similar to the Kenny Pickett draft. I'm be upfront. I think the Raiders would be drafting like Reese or Bailey or whatever, or I think that's the way they would go. I straight up think it'd be a Kenny Pickett draft if it was a Ty Simpson led. Ty Simpson would probably go into the first round by someone that really needed it, but it would be like Kenny Pickett range.
So, like, if the Jets had the first pick, do you think they're locked in on Fernando?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I think if the Jets had the first pick, they'd go Fernando for sure.
What about the Cardinals?
Yeah, for sure.
So, Tennessee got a quarterback. Giants. Okay. I think that because it's the Raiders, that it was a lock as soon as it happened. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there would be more conversation if it wasn't the Raiders.
With the teams that you named, I don't think it would because, like, obviously Cardinals moved on from Kyler and the Jets. I mean, who'd they get this offseason to be kind of like their bridge guy? Who'd they get? They got somebody, right? They
Was it
got
Geno?
yeah. It was they traded for Geno.
yeah.
So yeah, a bridge guy.
Yep.
Yeah, bridge guy. So I mean, like, I think the conversation would be still extremely clear. It'd be Fernando. Because Fernando is he's that dude, like what Jacob talked about. He's got all that character that's going to bring that he brings to the table. Like, he's going to lead an organization, man. So I don't think the conversation would be very strong. I mean, the conversation would be strong if Fernando wasn't in the picture. That's where the conversation would be very strong, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, drop your comments down below. Let us know your thoughts. We want to know.